Good morning. It is Monday, February 5th. It's the memorial of St. Agatha, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Our Monday homily highlight is coming up in just a few minutes, and it's about the book of Job. But first, your local weather and this news. The Diocese of Gaylord has restricted 2 of 3 priests named in Attorney General Dana Nessel's clergy sex abuse report that was released last month. Father James Gardner and Father Raymond Cotter are now prohibited from celebrating public masses. The third priest, Father Donald Gaiman, remains in his current assignment pending an assessment and safety plan determination. Gardner is accused of assaulting an adult man, and Cotter allegedly fathered a child in 1992. Father Gaiman is accused of sexually harassing a woman in 2012. Bishop Jeffery Walsh says, given the circumstances, these decisions reflect my best effort to apply both mercy and justice in these 3 cases. Michigan State University will turn over documents regarding what the school knew about Larry Nassar to Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's office this month. The MSU Board of Trustees voted in December to turn over the documents, although previously they had argued the documents fell under attorney-client privilege. Board members said the document release will promote healing. Deliberations in the trial of Jennifer Crumbley are set to begin today. Closing arguments were heard on Friday. Here's News Nation's Brian Enton.
The defense basically saying there, look, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback. There's no way that this mom could have known that her son was about to go to school and shoot and kill 4 young people. But the prosecutor really laid into Jennifer Crumbley, basically saying she is a terrible mother. She ignored the mental illness that her son was suffering from. Let's not forget that she was at the school for a meeting that very day, the morning of the shooting. She was shown a disturbing drawing with a gun that Ethan had made.
Jennifer Crumbley and her husband James are facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Protesters are condemning an arrest by the Warren Police Department of a pro-Palestine protester. Warren police say 22-year-old Maher Salah Jaren walked into the presidential motorcade route and allegedly assaulted an officer on Thursday. Police say several protesters chose not to follow officer directions, and Jaren was arrested. Demonstrators deny police claims and say the protest was peaceful. And a Wall Street Journal opinion piece that criticized the amount of support for Hamas in Dearborn is being condemned by the city's mayor. Scott Carr has more.
The mayor of Dearborn, Abdullah Hammoud, says his city's become the target of an alarming increase in bigoted and Islamophobic rhetoric online because of the article. It was published in the February 2nd issue of the Wall Street Journal and written by Stephen Stalinsky, director of the Washington, D.C. think tank, the Middle East Media Research Institute. In a statement to CNN, Hammoud calls the article Islamophobic, anti-Arab, and blatantly racist. The mayor has ordered extra police presence at all places of worship in Dearborn, effective immediately. I'm Scott Carr.
You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. Now this.
This is Franciscan Father Greg Friedman for the Catholic Communication Campaign with a message about faithful citizenship. Jesus shocked the righteous folks of his time when he hung out with sinners and those on the fringes of society. But in Jesus, we see the best of what a human being can be, laying down his life for those he loves. He's the foundation for our conviction that all human life is sacred. We bring this priority to our political choices this election year. For more, go to faithfulcitizenship.org.
Today in Detroit, expect areas of fog in the morning, leading to a cloudy day with highs in the lower 40s. Tonight, the sky will transition from mostly cloudy to partly cloudy, with lows in the upper 20s. Tuesday brings partly cloudy conditions with highs in the lower 40s. Tomorrow night will be mostly clear, later becoming partly cloudy, with lows in the upper 20s. Wednesday is forecasted to be mostly cloudy with highs in the mid-40s, and Thursday is expected to be mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 50s. Watch out for morning fog on your commute this morning in the Saginaw Valley. That will clear to mostly cloudy skies with highs in the lower 40s this afternoon. Tonight, the evening will be mostly cloudy, becoming partly cloudy later with lows in the upper 20s. Tomorrow morning starts mostly cloudy, clearing later with highs in the lower 40s. Tuesday night will be partly cloudy with lows in the upper 20s. Wednesday brings mostly cloudy conditions and highs in the mid-40s. And Thursday continues mostly cloudy with highs in the lower 50s. This past Sunday was one of the rare occasions where we hear from the book of Job during Sunday Mass. Father Christian Flagstad explained that the book answers the problem of evil in this homily highlight.
So the book tells us itself that Job was a man who was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. Job was a good man. He was an upright man. He was a man who feared God, and yet God allowed him to be tested by the enemy. God allowed Satan to afflict him by destroying his property, by afflicting him physically with sores that covered his whole body. Yet the book tells us that Job did not sin or charge God with wrong. No matter what he endured, he didn't blame God. And then as the story unfolds, what you see is a series of speeches where Job's friends are coming to him and they're challenging him and they're asking him, well, what did you do wrong? Clearly you must have done something wrong in order to deserve this kind of punishment. And if the book is supposed to help us answer the question of evil, the very surprise of this book is that it doesn't answer it in the form of why. It doesn't ask the question and then give you a clear answer and say, okay, well, this is why. But it does answer it for us in the form of a who. Because ultimately, when God shows up in the dialogue, after he's been silent to Job, when he shows up in an epic way. And he speaks to Job and he says, were you there when I created the heavens and the earth? Were you there when I created everything that existed? In other words, God kind of puts Job in his place. He says, I am God and you are my creation. There is so much about me that you don't know, and yet I am still speaking to you because he cares for him. And ultimately, the answer to the question will come to the person of Jesus. Job becomes a type of Jesus who is to come. Because there will be no one more just, no one more perfect, no one more upright, no one more blameless than Jesus himself. And there will be no one who will undergo more suffering, more persecution, even death for our sake.
Father Christian Flagstad is the associate pastor of St. Joseph and St. John Catholic Churches in Ishpeming, Michigan. I'm Matthew Handley. Stay tuned to Ave Maria Radio throughout the day for more great, inspiring, and engaging Catholic Talk Radio. And take us anywhere you go with the Ave Maria Radio app. You can follow me on X. I'm at Radio Handley, and Lord willing, I will be back tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.